Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A man accused of exposing himself to women along a Macomb County trail is arrested and charged. Now police want to hear from other possible victims. It's been happening for years on trails in Macomb County.
Yeah, and now police say they've caught the man who's doing it, but as Nick Monticelli reports, they know there are more victims out there and they're hoping they come forward. And a warning, some of what you're about to hear is graphic.
This trail in Utica is usually a quiet, peaceful place. But in May, a woman was jogging when a man passed her, then turned around, picked up his pace to match her, and began masturbating while running behind her. The woman ran to the Utica Police Department. Officers ran out, but he was already gone. 2 months later, a woman was on the same trail and she saw somebody suspicious, kind of acting weird, hiding in the woods. Just something wasn't right. So she ran to the Utica Police Department. Officers ran out here and they ran in to this man who admitted he was here 2 months ago, but said,
"Oh, well, if somebody, this has happened before, people have kind of gotten the wrong impression, and I had to go to the bathroom really bad."
The suspect is 32-year-old William Benjamin Brown, who has had multiple contacts with police for the same thing at least 6 different times since 2015 in Utica, Sterling Heights, and Shelby Township. Now investigators realize they have a repeat offender on their hands, so they brought their May victim back.
Set up a photo lineup, and she walked in and said, "That's him, I'll never forget his eyes."
Brown has been charged with aggravated indecent exposure by a sexually deviant person. Because of the repeat offenses, Brown is now facing up to life in prison. Sergeant Vince Ranelli knows there are other victims and would like to hear from them to help bolster this case.
That and, it's just, I think, bringing some relief to those victims that the person that did that to them is caught, that they don't have to worry about, hey, if I'm out walking the trail, is this going to happen to me again? That guy's, dealt with now.
In Utica, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Thank you. And as you heard, investigators are hoping to connect with victims. If you've been victimized or had an encounter with this man, call the Utica Police Department.
There's still a little bit of activity on the old Storm Tracker 4 tonight as we head into the evening, but the bigger story is the heat and humidity.
Yeah, that's right. It's unbearable out there. Brian Sherman is here with a look at our weather forecast. Brian.
Hey there, Kimberly and Jason. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, a few scattered showers and thunderstorms through the afternoon here into the early evening hours tonight, and I think we'll keep them around for the next 2 to 3 hours as well. Storm Tracker 4 has those to the south and west of Detroit, to the east of Tecumseh, to the south of Jackson, and also down in portions of northern Ohio. Not the amount of shower and thunderstorm coverage that we saw about 2 hours ago, but we've got more thunderstorms on the way as we go through the weekend and into early next week as well. Good evening to you, Mount Clemens. A little bit of sunshine checking in at 84 right now here in Detroit, 85 in Howe, 81 Port Huron, and 83 right now. You work into Adrian. You factor in that humidity, heat index value sitting at 91 right now, Mount Clemens, 90 at City Airport as well as Metro Airport, feeling like 89 in Flint and 91 right now over in Lansing. As we go through the evening tonight, we'll keep the option open for a few showers or thunderstorms as we head into the 70s and we head to the 90s as we head into the entire weekend ahead. We'll talk more about the heat, humidity, and our storm chances. Your complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes. And don't forget, with the thunderstorms on the radar, download the Local Forecasters app. It's fast, it's easy, it's accurate, and get our Futurecast. Just search WDIV in the App Store or Google Play Store. Jason.
Yeah, alerts as soon as lightning is in your area. Brian, thanks. It's not every day one of the country's top college hockey programs lets go of a winning head coach, but that is the case today at the University of Michigan. Mel Pearson will not get a new contract after an investigation found he contributed to a toxic culture within the hockey program, including encouraging players to lie about COVID-19. Priya Mann with more tonight from Ann Arbor.
He was a familiar face here at Yost Ice Arena as head coach for 5 seasons. But after facing mounting pressure today, U of M announced Mel Pearson will not be returning.
I think he deserved it, and I think it was coming for a long time.
On Friday, it was official. Mel Pearson's contract with U of M will not be renewed.
I know it's not a good thing for any team, any university. to have anything bad going on like that, but I think it was the right decision.
The former Michigan Wolverines head coach was accused of retaliating against student athletes who raised concerns about the culture of the hockey program. He was also accused of pressuring students to lie on COVID-19 tracing forms and creating a toxic environment for female staff members.
I mean, it's good that he's gone finally, but I don't like that it took so long.
Last year, a former U of M goalie filed a complaint claiming Pearson fired him for reporting the allegations. U of M then hired an independent firm to review the climate and culture of its hockey program. The report found Pearson lied to investigators. In a statement, Director of Athletics Ward Manuel wrote, "Our student athletes having a positive and meaningful experience is of paramount importance, and a clear expectation within our department is that all employees and staff are valued and supported. I deeply appreciate and value the many individuals who came forward throughout this review."
The Michigan hockey team is talented enough in itself where whichever coach that they have, they can work with to still succeed.
It's Michigan. I'm sure they'll bounce back.
And under Pearson, last season, the Michigan Wolverines had their most wins since 2007. An interim head coach has not yet been announced. Of course, we'll keep you posted as soon as we hear. Reporting live tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Yeah. All right, Priya, thanks.
Police are searching for a man who robbed a bank in Grosse Pointe Woods. Police say it happened this morning just after 9 a.m. at the Flagstar Bank off Mack Avenue. They say a man walked into the bank demanding cash. Police tell us the teller gave him the money and then he fled in a gray Ford EcoSport. Police say he was wearing a black sweatshirt with jeans and a blue face mask. Anyone with information is asked to call Grosse Pointe Woods Public Safety.
A teenager who escaped from East Point police custody earlier this week faced a judge today, and so did his mother. 18-year-old Devontae Moore was caught during a traffic stop Thursday night, 2 days after he escaped while being put in a transport van. Police say when they rearrested him, Moore was hiding in the back of a car driven by his mom, who is now facing charges related to helping him after his escape. The judge today deciding on a $100,000 cash bond.
During the pandemic, we saw many busy downtown streets closed down so their restaurants could set up outdoor seating. Well, now one local downtown spot has decided to keep those closures, but it's causing some controversy among the locals. Kim DeGiulio went to downtown Northville to check it out.
We're at the corner of Center and Main here in downtown Northville, which was a very busy intersection before the pandemic. But now people are able to walk through this area freely and not worry about cars. But are these businesses missing out on people that would be driving by and be potential customers? Outdoor dining and walkable streets are now what you'll get in downtown Northville. Main and Center Street closure started off as something temporary. Now it's here to stay.
People really enjoy the atmosphere and the ability to bring families down, the safety, the restaurants, particularly businesses, were very much in favor.
Businesses like the Dancing Eye Gallery, a gift shop on the corner of Main and Center. Owner Teresa Sherlow says she loves the foot traffic she gets in her store and feels like the area is much safer.
The traffic that comes from Sheldon would just kind of come down here at a fast clip, and then the same, they'd want to try and make the light.
While it's likely safer at this intersection, Peter Booth, who lives right outside of downtown, says it's more dangerous now in the neighborhoods.
Car traffic's happening anyway, and it's going through residential areas. It's a safety concern. There's no traffic lights, it's all stop signs.
And he says the closure makes this area feel dead.
Walking through it feels like a ghost town. And it's just like this is your bustling city and there's nobody around.
City Council member Marilyn Price says after surveying the city and the surrounding communities, they recognize that last year's downtown scene was not as active as 2020 was when indoor dining was closed.
So the challenge going forward is going to be how do we keep it activated all year round when we do have the opportunity to be indoors.
We'll make clear signs of where you can park with a handicap sticker, also a loading zone or a drop-off zone.
I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
Inflation is not just making food and housing more expensive. For some Americans, the life-saving medicine they need is now unaffordable. It's leaving too many families to face heartbreaking decisions about what to pay for and what not to.
All of those are for my heart.
These are the medicines Angelina Scott can't live without.
This is a blood thinner.
for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and an irregular heartbeat.
Don't take these, my heart will stop.
But with sky-high inflation and hundreds of dollars in monthly medical costs, this notary and her husband, who's a maintenance worker, are falling behind on their bills, staving off shutoff notices. So to cut costs, she's stopped taking medicine for her irritable bowel syndrome.
People, well, you can afford not to. No, literally, I cannot afford to. It makes me really sick. Why do I have to choose between living and living?
In June, U.S. healthcare costs were up 4.5% from the year before. And with the price of food, gas, rent, and utilities, it's tough.
What this leads people to do is have to make horrible trade-offs between paying for their medication or their diagnostic test or seeing their physician or their doctor and having to pay for basic costs of living, their gas, their food, their groceries, their childcare.
A new survey from Gallup and West Health found roughly 2 in 5 adults, an estimated 98 million Americans, have delayed or skipped treatment, cut back on driving, utilities and food, or borrowed money just to pay medical bills in the last 6 months. And 39% have major concerns about affording care in the coming months.
Inflation and its impact on healthcare are breaking families and breaking individuals, and we need to wake up and act.
For so many, the budget balancing act grows more difficult by the day.
All those things are horrible, but how do I tough out trying to live?
Yeah. Experts say if you're having trouble affording your medications, call your doctor to start. See if there are any lower cost options available. The Inflation Reduction Act being debated in the Senate would provide some health care reform, like allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices and capping out-of-pocket expenses for seniors at $2,000.
Heartbreaking that so many people going through what she's experiencing. Yeah. All right, well, we've got something pretty fun coming up after the break. I spent some time today with Jimmy Fallon.
What?
After the Tonight Show host got into an F-150 Lightning and floored it. We'll have his hilarious take on the new electric pickup and some other Ford vehicles. That's coming up.